Hello friends, welcome to Daring Marine YouTube channel. Today we will be discussing about marine plastic pollution. Let's see some news. India and Germany signed agreement on cities combating plastic entering the marine environment. Plastic coming from takeout and convenience food littering the ocean. Plastic pollution rises beach temperatures, threatening marine life. Indonesia is facing a plastic waste emergency. Marine plastic pollution we will be discussing. In this picture we can see that here we can say it is a plastic island. We can say plastic garbage in sea, increasing the plastic dumping in sea. This is known as, this in picture we can see it is Great Pacific Garbage Patch. We can see that in the match, this figure, subtropical convergence zone in the North Pacific, and towards the American side, California, Eastern Garbage Patch or North Pacific Subtropical High. This region is known as Great Pacific Garbage Patch or Northern Pacific Subtropical Garbage Patch. The main contributors for the waste in these regions are from the countries like USA, Canada, Mexico. When we look towards the Western Garbage Patch, here we can say that the main contributors are Japan, Indonesia, Australia, Russia, China, and all. This is the great difficulty for birds and small marine animals. For them this is just like a plastic island, plastic pollution for them. It is plastic pollution, especially marine plastic pollution. It is a well known that pollution from plastic, especially smaller microplastics, have reached the oceans and even some of the most remote corners of the Arctic. Even so, there is uncertainty about the magnitude of plastic pollution in marine environments, and it cannot be exactly said how much pollution does plastic, especially microplastic, cause. A study published in Nature Communications has estimated the amount of microplastic pollution in the Atlantic Ocean and puts it at 11.6 to 21.1 million metric tons, indicating that the inputs and stocks of the ocean plastics are much higher than that we determined previously. So nowadays the amount of plastic pollution in the sea is drastically increasing. Over 300 million tons of plastics are produced every year, half of which is used to design single-use items such as shopping bags, cups and straws. According to the International Union for Conservation of Nature, that is IUCN, at least 8 million tons of plastic end up in the ocean every year. Breaking the plastic wave numbers. According to 2014 reports, 11 metric tons of plastic can be leaked into sea. Of the same study report, in 2040 there will be 29 million metric tons. That is nearly 13 million metric tons of plastic will be there in the sea. That is up to 40% of today's global plastic waste ends up in the environment. Only 7% of reduction of the plastics by the natural method. That means by our effort and to the environmental effort. And breaking the plastic waves in numbers. The system change scenario reduces 80% of plastic pollution by 2040 through the immediate implementation of 8 complementary system intervention across the plastic value chains. The 8 complementary system interventions are: the first one, reduce. Reduce means use minimum plastic. Substitute means newspaper, cotton bag, clothes bag for use of substitute for plastic. Design. Okay, after scaling up you have to recycle, that means recycle plastic, redesign it. Then scale up collection. Scale up collection means from the home you have to take up the scale up collection. We know that from the home waste itself nearly 70% of the waste will be related to plastics. Double mechanical recycling after collection, that is one of the fifth method. And the sixth, develop plastic to plastic conversion. From the waste plastic we can generate some useful similar plastics. Then dispose. After economical use, reuse and reuse, then dispose it. Then reduce and waste export. After thorough use and all, reduce the waste export. These are the integrated system change achieves social, environmental and economic benefits. By using this, we can reduce 80% of plastic leakage into the ocean by 2040. Thus, we can save a huge money, almost $70 billion. For more marine related topics, do like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. The sources of marine plastics are: the main source of marine plastics are land based, from urban and storm runoff, sewer overflows, beach visitors, inadequate waste disposal and management, industrial activities, construction, and illegal dumping. Ocean based plastic originates mainly from the fishing industry, nautical activities, and aquaculture. Under the influence of solar, UV radiation, wind currents, and other natural factors, plastic fragments into small particles termed as microplastics. Particles smaller than 5 millimeter, or nanoplastics. Particle again small, that is very small, that is smaller than 100 nanometer. In addition, microbeads, a type of microplastics, are very tiny pieces of manufactured polyethylene plastic that address exfoliants in healthy and beauty products such as cleansers and toothpaste. These tiny particles easily pass through water filtration and systems end up in the ocean and lakes. It is estimated that 15 to 20% of all plastics are entering oceans via riverine ecosystem, of which 90% are contributed by ton of the world's most polluting rivers. Two of these river systems are located in India, namely Ganga and Brahmaputra. We all know that these are the two holy rivers, one of the two holy rivers in India, Ganga and Brahmaputra. They are one of the worst polluted rivers in the world, among the list. Sewage or polluting substance flow through sewage, rivers, or drainage directly into ocean. In India, 80% of municipal sewage is collected, of which only 20% is treated, and rest are directly discharged into ocean. Industrial and agricultural waste is another most common form of wastage. They are directly discharged into ocean, resulting in ocean pollution. The dumping of toxic liquids in the ocean directly affects the marine life. Ship pollution is a huge source of ocean pollution, the most devastating effect of which it is oil spills. We can see that in recent times there was a huge oil spill near the Sri Lankan coast. It is affecting the nearby ecosystem, environment, and overall damaging the sea. Crude oil lasts for years in the sea, and it is extremely toxic to marine life, often suffocating marine animals to death once it entraps them. Crude oil is also extremely difficult to clean up, unfortunately, meaning that when it is split, it is usually there to stay. Ocean mining in the deep sea is yet another source of ocean pollution. Ocean mining sites drilling for silver, gold, copper, cobalt, and zinc create sulfate deposits up to 3,500 meters down into the sea. Then we can see the impact of plastic pollution. Plastic can take hundreds to thousands of years to decompose depending on the type of plastic and where it has been dumped. On marine environment, most visible and disturbing impacts of marine plastics are the ingestion, suffocation, and entanglement of hundreds of marine species. Floating plastics also contribute to the spread of invasive marine organisms and bacteria which disrupt ecosystem. Failure in the reproductive system of sea animals, disruption to the cycle of coral reefs. On food and health, toxic contaminants accumulate on the surface of plastic material as a result of prolonged exposure to seawater. When marine organisms ingest plastic debris, these contaminants enter the digestive system and over time accumulate in the food web. It will soon enter to our food, affect our health also. The transfer of contaminants between marine species and human through consumption of seafood has been identified as a health hazard, but has not been yet adequately researched. This is a serious thing. We need to have more research about this health hazard that we are going to face. Impact on climate change. Plastic, which is a petroleum product, also contributes to global warming. If plastic waste is incinerated, it releases carbon dioxide into atmosphere, thereby increasing carbon emission. So burning plastic help reduce or increase, not reducing, definitely increasing the carbon emission. Impacts on tourism. Plastic waste damages the aesthetic values of tourist destination, leading to decreased tourism-related incomes and major economic costs related to the cleaning and maintenance of the sites. Plastic in the tourism spots and all beaches, mainly beaches, beach sides, beach shore or the bay sides. We can see the huge plastic pollution in one of the most beautiful beaches in our country. Let's see what are the global efforts. Global concern and public awareness regarding the impact of plastic on the marine environment are currently increasing. The 1972 Convention on Prevention of Marine Pollution by Dumping Waste and Other Matter, or the London Convention, the 1996 Protocol to the London Convention, the London Protocol, the 1978 Protocol to the International Convention for the Prevention of Pollution from Ships, that's MARPOL, UNEP, United Nations Environmental Protection, considers plastic marine debris and its ability to transport harmful substances as one of the main emerging issues affecting the environment. The Global Program of Action (GPA) for the protection of marine environment from land-based activities. GPA is only global intergovernmental mechanism directly addressing the connectivity between terrestrial, freshwater, coastal, and marine ecosystems. Let's see what are the India's efforts for the plastic management or against the plastic pollution in the sea. The Plastic Waste Management Rules 2016 clearly stipulate that urban local bodies, that is ULB, should ban less than 50 micron thick plastic bags and not allow usage of recycled plastics for packing food, beverage, or any other eatables. The rules also require that local bodies should provide separate collection, storage, and processing of plastic waste in the areas. The government has set an ambitious target of eliminating single-use plastics by 2022. India is a signatory of MARPOL. In addition, prevention of marine pollution is also dealt by using Merchant Shipping Rules 2009 framed under the Merchant Shipping Act 1958. Recycling and reuse of plastic materials are the most effective actions available to reduce the environment impacts of open landfills and open air burning that are often practiced to manage domestic waste. Sufficient litter and recycling bins can be placed in cities, on beaches, in coastal areas to accelerate the prevention and reduction of plastic pollution. Governments, research institutions, and industries also need to work collaboratively, redesigning products and rethink their usage and disposal in order to reduce microplastics waste from pellets, synthetic textiles, and dyes. Existing international legally binding instruments should be further explored to address the plastic pollution. Zero wastage. Let's see the zero wastage hierarchy. So, best use will be reduce and conserve materials, encourage cyclical use of resources, and shift incentives to stop wasting. Manufacturers design products for sustainability and take back. Reuse, that is certain value and function. Recycle, whether it is inorganic and organic depending upon. Then the regulate disposal. If you like this my presentation, do like, share, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell for more updates. Thank you.